Alright, folks, damn. I just woke up and I read some stuff that just gets the hair on my neck just raised, my hackles raised. First of all, Taylor Swift, you about as fake as anyone could get. And that's probably why you can't keep a man. It's because you fake as hell. The only reason why you are running to the left is because that's where you think all the power is. Just like all of Hollywood and the music industry. They think the power is in the left wing crap. And you're encouraging riots, looting, burning, killing of innocent black people by yapping about innocent black people being killed. I have never understood the hypocrisy of some communities. You gonna riot, loot, burn your community stores, your own people's stores, because you are quote unquote protesting the mistreatment of black people. Does anybody else see the hypocrisy here? I mean, is it just me?
No, but I see the dumb.
I mean, I could understand getting upset, grabbing a sign, walking down to your courthouse, and saying, you need to arrest that cop and put him on trial. He did wrong. And I truly, honestly believe that way. He did wrong. Period. But now instead of that, now y'all idiots want to go rob, destroy, and freaking riot. Other than you being savage animals and wild beasts and not very fucking civilized, what point does it prove? That's what I want to know. What point does that prove? What does it do? Other than hurt your communities more, what does it do? There was a story yesterday that I read, broke my fucking heart. Broke my damn heart. Also made me a little curious because I was wondering why his tears made his face look orangish in the streaks. But that's all irrelevant. That's just the way I think. It broke my damn heart. This man, this black man, since we got to put race into it, this man, he going to put his life savings, everything him and his wife have built up into a bar. And check this out. Their bar gets looted, and the damn criminals come back to loot it again while he's having this interview. What are you doing to that man? You are taking his livelihood. And that's why I put all over Facebook and social media, there's a GoFundMe for him. I forget his name, I forget the name of his bar, but if you Google man loses life savings that he put into a bar during the riots, and you take his name and you go to GoFundMe and Google that, you'll be able to donate to his cause. We've almost got him up to 100K. He need to go higher than that. He need to go higher than that. He need to be proven to that his community, and you know what? I'm going to challenge his community. Since y'all the one that looted his store, burned down his store, destroyed his shit. Since y'all the one did that, You should go over there and donate $5. And if you could hear me and you're watching this or listening to this, because there's really nothing to watch on my videos. And it's not because, I can't be arsed to do it. It's a simple fact because I have this funny little thing called DDD, and it hurts sitting up in a chair making videos. That's my coffee pot, by the way. It is the boss of me. My heart bleeds for this man. It literally bleeds for this man. And that's why we donated and challenged everybody else to donate. Match my donation, $50. But I know where he come from and the community that's surrounded, y'all broke as fuck. So I dare you. I double dog dare you. Since you the ones that destroyed that man's stuff, donate $5 each. Do it. See what you're doing in these riots. You're mad because a black person was treated like crap and eventually died due to the actions of a police person who happened to be white. I get it. I'm mad about that too. But you don't see me running around looting things, burning down things, rioting, and why don't you see me doing that? Because my voice, I want people to hear my voice and hear my message. It's not fair that happened. That man should have never died. Color has absolutely squat to do with anything. Yes, there are bad policemen and women. But for the most part, just like any walk of society, the ones that are jerks are few and far between. And I climbed in a friend's ass for this when he said we should go out and kill all cops. No, we shouldn't. Because then what are you doing? Then you're sitting there taking it out on a person who had absolutely nothing to do with it. Just because they're a cop? Is there a new word out called careerist? Careerism? Careerophobia? Can we make that a word? Where you're afraid and paranoid and you act stupid and hate people because of their career?
No, but cops do have something called PCP. It's called police car paranoia.
Oh, that happened every day.
Uh-huh.
But these people, they yell and they cuss and they scream, kill all cops. Let's just kill all cops. That'll take care of the problem. And then they turn around and when they're getting robbed, what happened? Who they call? Two people, God and the cops. Dear God, let the cops get here quick enough. Y'all ridiculous.
That would be thinking in front of their own faces, which you know ain't gonna happen.
That is outstandingly ridiculous. You're busting up somebody's property, you're destroying someone's property, you're stealing from them, which is what looting is. You're rioting in the streets. And why are you doing that? Because a man got treated badly by the cops, which should have never happened, and he died as a result of it. I could understand the anger. What I can't understand is the idiocy of these riots. Because now you are in the cops' position, and you are treating the men and women of your community who have built businesses in your community like crap. And then What gets me, this is the end part that gets me. This is the epic. This is end game here. Then you get upset when nobody in their damn right mind wants to open up a shop in your community or wants to live in your community. Gee, I wonder why. This man put his life savings, all him and his wife did, into that damn sports bar. He chose the community because he said, you know what? I'm not going to be like these other people and be like, oh, well, you know, the logical thing is when they get mad, they decide to riot and burn down and loot and do all that shit. No, I'm not putting my business there. He said, no, you know what? Because those people, this community needs a sports bar where they could just go chill, drink some beer, eat some hot wings, watch the games, enjoy life. So I'm going to put it here. And what did you guys do to that man? You destroyed his business and then had the nerve to come back on camera to destroy him further. But yet the cop is wrong, but you aren't. No, you're wrong too. You're fucking criminals. Period. Now, as far as all these little stars walking out and saying, oh my God, you know, it's such a tragedy that this shit happens in America. You know, other shit happens in America too. That clearly they have nothing to say. They have nothing to speak on. This little girl was murdered. 8-year-old little black girl was murdered. I don't see them up in arms like, give her justice. No. Because while they're hollering justice, they're also saying, I'm not going to say who did it. I'm not going to snitch on them. I'm not going to do all that. And that's why your communities are like they are. If you don't have a set standard, you have no standard. And thugs, rapists, murderers, idiots rule by fear. And if you allow them to rule you by fear, you know, that's on you. Me personally, I moved into the ghetto. I don't care what people think about me. I don't care what people say about me. If one of my neighbors, God forbid, ever got hurt in my presence, you know damn well I'd be up on that stand, be like, he did it. No, go and save your drama. He did it. And why would I do that? Because the next time he wants to do something, he is not going to pick my community. Because he knows that I'm not afraid of him. And I have children. And I would never want anything to happen to them. And that's why I have a standard in my community. You fuss and fight, you beat up your wife, I'm calling the cops on you. You fuss and fight, you beat up your husband, I'm going to call the cops on you. You act stupid and you don't take care of your business and you don't care about other people around you, I'm going to call the landlord on you. I'm not having that in my community. See, I, unlike a lot of people, were alive during the Watts riots. When Watts in LA lost their mind. I heard about them. I was across the bridge from it. When businesses were destroyed, looted, livelihoods went down the drain. During this pandemic, you are going to take this time to destroy further the economical resources of your community. But never let a good racial hatred go to waste. You're talking about Taylor Swift personally, talking about encouraging violence. What are you doing? Are you telling these people, look, you have a problem with the way that went down? Great, I understand that. But rioting, looting, and burning down stores, you're doing exactly what he did. The cop took away Mr. Floyd's life and livelihood. You're doing the same damn thing to the businesses in your community. And they're already suffering from the pandemic. I guess it takes a strong person to think logically and to understand it's okay to be mad. It's okay to protest. But these aren't protests. They're called riots. They are called destruction, devastation to your own community. You're a bunch of idiots. Because if you think for one hot second that businesses are going to look at this and go, oh yeah, that's where I want to put my business, no. And you wonder why the closest Walmart is miles away. You wonder why the closest liquor store is miles away. You wonder why won't nobody open up a damn store near your community. This is why. And I laughed when I read Cardi B's thing, because she's talking about responsibility, and she's talking about how America's tired. Last time I heard, she cared so much about America that instead of using her voice and her platform to encourage people to do right, she steadily sat there and encouraged people to do wrong.
Wait, wasn't she moving?
Yeah, she was supposed to be filling out forms for Nigeria or something. I think it was Nigeria. It was some African country. But anyway, you know, that's how much she loves America. So Cardi B, don't talk for America. And when are you moving? Because I want to know where I could send a burqa to. Because that's how they live out there. People don't have the freedoms they have in America. And believe me, the police don't play either. Let this crap happen in Russia. I can guarantee you think police brutality is running wild in America? You ain't touched Russia yet. And then, what really makes me laugh, really makes me laugh, is all these superstars coming forward and going, you have the right to protest. You have the right to do what you're doing because you're upset. No, you don't. No. You have the right to protest, a peaceful protest, a peaceful gathering. Do you know what that means? That means going to the courthouse and saying, look, this officer did wrong. He needs to be held accountable. What you're doing is not protesting. What you're doing is rioting. You are breaking the law. Okay? You are being immature. You are being out of line. And you're doing exactly what the cop did. You're destroying the lives of your community. You're destroying the lives in your community. See, that's one thing I couldn't stand about BLM, is that they go out and protest. And no matter how hard or how much white people wanted to stand with them and say, hey, this is wrong. Can we protest with you? We'll go in the back where you belong. Or they'd beat up white protesters. And what I thought was fantastically hypocritical was that a black man protesting with BLM over the death of a black man shot a black man coming home from work during the protest. I'm like, and you're worried about cops killing black men? Why don't you worry about your own killing black men? Because just like in this story where the bartender is completely innocent, that black man coming home from work, he was completely innocent. And yet he got his life taken away because BLM was protesting the death of a black man. And a black man in their protest shot a black man coming home from work. Why? Because they had a difference of opinion. Sounds kind of stupid to me, don't it? Now, to round this off, I'm going to encourage my listeners, my viewers, my friends, as I call them, because y'all my friends. Yes, you are. I'm going to encourage you. If you want to protest about this Mr. Floyd incident, then by all means, go down to your local courthouse, protest it.
Don't burn it down.
Go on social media, protest it. Be factual, lawful, and law-abiding. And then that way, you won't hurt other people. You see what I'm saying? You'll be like, I don't like this. I think something should be done about this. Here's the facts and the evidence. And it's just plain wrong. Nobody was hurt in your protest. No buildings were burnt or looted. No lives destroyed. Unlike these riots, where people, like that gentleman, that sports bar owner, his life is ruined. His livelihood has ended. And now he has to rely on the kindness of other people. Like myself, who sees his pain and goes, he was an innocent person in all this. And look at what y'all did to him. Look at what you're doing to your community. Have you no damn minds? Oh yeah, let's go and get some new shoes. Hey, let's go rob this, let's go loot this, let's go burn this down. Let's go do that. And then, a month down the line, when all the riots are stopped, my baby needs a new pair of shoes. The closest shoe store is 5 miles from me. We used to have a shoe store around the block, but somebody burnt it down during the riots. Now I have to walk, take the bus, or find somebody who could drive me down there. Because there is no business that wants to be in our community, save for a few corner stores. You did that. You destroyed your community, and you will reap what you sow. So many people out there wonder why people don't care about their pain. And the reason is you are seeing karma. You are seeing reaping what you sow in action. We don't care about y'all because y'all don't care about us. It's so simple. We people with intelligence in our brains don't want to mess with you because you have none. Business owners do not want to put their business in your community because God forbid another incident like this occurs and you will destroy their livelihood. But you still wonder at the end, why don't businesses want to be in our communities?
Or worse,
I don't know.
businesses that have been in your community for all your life
Leave.
Or mom and pop shops that have been around since before you were probably born, go and burn down.
Right. And you ain't thinking about Miss Bertha down the street who have been baking in your community all her life, all yours. You was knee-high to a June bug when you first went to Miss Bertha's bakery. And Miss Bertha employs, 15 people out of your community. But after Miss Bertha sees her store burned to the ground, she leaves. And with her, she takes those jobs
To a different area.
to a different community. If you have a problem with, or even if you don't have a problem with this Mr. Floyd situation, I want to hear about it. I mean, am I wrong? Am I wrong for calling out the obvious? If you want to protest, go protest. Don't destroy other people's stuff because you're upset. Because most of the businesses in black communities are black owned. And yet, you don't think about that and how you put yourself into the cop's position by destroying the life of other black people. You don't think about that. You sit there and you see other people rioting and looting and you're like, hey, I get a free pair of shoes. I get a free TV. Yeah. You don't care that the person that owns that business has put blood, sweat, and tears, like the bar owner, into their life to better your life. And you destroy their life and their livelihood. Now I'm done talking about this. Me personally, I think the riots are just as stupid as they were in any era since before 1985, when I first moved to California. Before I heard about the Watts riots. Martin Luther King Jr., he protested. He held marches, since everybody wants to bring him into this. He did not go out and burn down buildings. He did not go out and encourage people to rob and loot. He took a group of individuals to a certain place and did a speech, and he did it peacefully without hurting anyone. What really gets me is that a lot of people say, oh, well, you know, Martin Luther King, he had a dream about white people and black people walking together and, you know, racism not existing in America. We had that. We did. And in fact, I could tell you the most racist people I have ever met tend to be black. I've met a few racist white people, but I usually avoid them after that. But the most racist, most hateful people that I have ever met has been black people being racist towards white people, being hateful towards other people of color. And what gets me is back during Martin Luther King's time, he fought to have the words people of color stricken from our vocabulary. And now you want them back. No, you're nothing like Martin Luther King Jr. So, whoever uses his words, why don't you use his heart too? He had white protesters with him, protesting the hatefulness of some cops, some people, not all of them. And you guys spew his words, his memories, just like you trash the memory of Mr. Floyd by destroying your community and businesses in it. And you know what? Most of you don't even care. You just see this as an opportunity to get free shit. You don't care about George Floyd dying. You don't care about Mr. Floyd being treated wrong by the cops. You see this as an opportunity to get free things and go, oh, look at me, I'm Billy McBadass. Well, Billy McBadass, you're lucky I'm not a mayor. You're lucky I'm not a politician. Because if I was there, I'd handle it just like Mayor Giuliani would. First person that throws a brick gets arrested. Second person that tries to burn down a store gets arrested. You claim you care about your people and your community. But I think to the world it's obvious by these riots, looting. And you know what? Don't come at me sideways. Because yes, my skin color is white. But unlike you, I know my heritage. And I know damn well that Irish people, which I am, were slaves too. The government and everybody did my native heritage so wrong. Not to mention my own ancestors Right. And enslaved my own ancestors.
How's that for a conundrum?
Ha! So when you say, oh, she thinks she's special, she could talk about the problems in our communities. Well, maybe someone else should talk about the problems in your communities. 'Cause you sure in the hell ain't trying to solve them. You're being a part of the problem in your communities by rioting and destroying other people's lives. And that's real with Robo.